يعني I do not prefer recording يا تميم معلش I'm sorry.
عادي خلاص.
Okay, just be with me and any questions you can ask.
اوكي سب.
خلاص. Thank you. All mics muted, please, and we will. Can you see this? The PowerPoint shared?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, Mr.
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay.
No, no, I can't see it.
Mr. It's
Mr.
not
you
shown
moved
for
it.
واحد
Sir, I
واحدة
can't
بس.
see it.
Mr. You just closed it. You just...
Anyone can see my screen يا شباب?
No,
No.
you closed it.
Me, I can't see it.
You close
I
it.
can't see it. Hello?
Now can you?
Yes,
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 yes, Mr.
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
يا استاذ عندي سؤال يا استاذ.
When we okay, please let me just proceed, and at the end I'm gonna listen to your questions. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
When we started going through the cycles of matter,
Hello.
we defined first. Habibi, mute your mic. If you want anything, just write in the chat room.
Oh, sorry, mister.
Okay, just write in the chat room, please, guys.
Okay.
Okay, so we are having cycling of matter. We said matter cannot be uh, the mass cannot be created nor destroyed, but instead it is recycled in our ecosystem or environment. So this recycling mainly goes for this nutrients. We call it essential nutrients. And essential nutrients like oxygen, hydrogen, carbon, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, they are important for making up what? They make the composition of what?
Essential nutrient.
Macromolecule.
Macromolecules. So macromolecules, like the four famous macromolecules we know: carbohydrates, lipids, nucleic acids, and proteins. Uh, so these nutrients are making up the structure for the macromolecules that are the main component for our cells and tissue. So in order to study this cycling of matter, we said there is one large famous process or cycle in which nutrients are recycled. What is the name of this cycle? It's called
Biogeochemical.
The
Biochemical process.
biogeometrical cycle.
exactly. It's called biogeochemical cycle.
Sir, what the
Bio
question?
the cycling takes place through biogeochemical cycle, and
Sir, طيب
biogeochemical
does it change if I geochemical process or biogeochemical cycle?
again.
Will it change the meaning if I said biogeochemical process or biogeochemical cycle?
No, it doesn't. There is no difference here. So
Interesting.
biogeochemical cycle or process goes or splits into different processes. This is why it's called biogeochemical from its name. So bio stands for biological process, and we said we have famous biological processes, like any kind of process performed or activity performed by living organism.
Animal.
Living organisms in general. It's
Okay.
it shouldn't be animal. It could be plants, like photosynthesis process, or it could be cellular respiration. Geological, as we said before, like we're having famous geological processes like volcanic eruptions, even formation and breaking down of rocks. It's considered as geological process.
Mister, can I say natural disasters?
لا, try to be more specific. It's easy to describe many geological processes like volcanic eruption, like formation and breakdown of rock, like weathering, erosion, and so on. طيب.
Okay.
Next, we have physical and chemical processes. We said like formation of cloud formation or precipitation or lightning and so on. And last but not least, the human activities. Uh, any kind of activity uh, by human beings, like burning of fossil fuel, even mining and digging, drilling to get out the fossil fuels, forestation or deforestation, all of these are made by human beings. So these four processes make up the biogeochemical process. So recycling of any of the nutrients we will be studying goes through one or many of these processes. This is how recycling takes place. When we started by uh, water cycle, I want all of you to just write in your chat room or in your messages the three main steps in which we can recycle water. Just in one message. Don't send many messages. Yani each one of you just send one message. How can water cycles through the ecosystem? Just write in one message, ya habibi, in one message. Write the three steps in one message. Yeah, Abdul Muttalib, thank you. Faisal,
So what
Tamim.
is the question?
How can water cycles? How can water cycles through what processes?
يسأل عندي سؤال بالله، ايش السؤال؟
How can water cycles? How can water cycles? Through what processes can water cycle? Okay. So we are having,
يعني
thank you.
مستر I ride the water cycle.
خلاص, just describe the processes. We will proceed now. So we have three processes, evaporation or transpiration, and we said evaporation when it when this process happened for the water in ocean or other parts, uh, but transpiration when it happens for plants, the leaves of plants, in the process of transpiration, when water evaporate out of the leaves from plants, when there is much water in the plant, it gets through its leaves, through openings in the plant leaves, so it is evaporated. This is called transpiration. So both of them share with high extent of water vapor to the atmosphere. Then when this water vapor start cooling down, forming droplets, it's condensations, and when it's too much droplets, it's gonna fall through a process called precipitation. So these are the
Mister,
three
can you
steps.
say vaporization?
Okay, we are not getting into more details. Just keep it like evaporation and transpiration, then condensation, then precipitation. Okay. Uh,
Mis-
then we had to mention an important part in which, yeah, it's a physical phenomena. We understand that the
uh,
act of water cycling is a physical phenomena, uh, but also human activities can be affecting this phenomena, this physical phenomena, and we describe through maybe removing uh, large areas of plants or forests through deforestation, or also the opposite is true, maybe through forestation or adding a large amount of trees and plants. Both of them participate or share to a great extent to the water cycle. So here, human activities can have an effect to the water cycle. It's not only through nature and physical phenomena, but also human
Mister, can you repeat this?
can have an effect.
yeah,
I
Mr.
don't
Uh,
understand this
Me too.
physical phenomenon. phenomenon.
Okay.
Yeah,
Water
phenomenon.
cycle happens. خلاص يا يحيى، خلاص يا حبيبي. Water cycle happens due to evaporation precipitation in nature, like a physical process happening in nature, right? The water cycle, the evaporation and precipitation. يا يحيى،
Yes.
طب رد عليا يا حبيبي. It
What I
happens in
do?
nature through evaporation and
Yes.
precipitation and so on, right?
Yes.
Okay. Can human being affect this process? Can human being affect to the rate of water evaporated?
No.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
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 Yes. I said
Human
yes.
being can. I'm asking Yahya يا ولاد. I'm asking Yahya. Thank you.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes. I said
a human
yes.
being can, by forestation, by planting trees. When planting more
And it
trees,
can,
there gonna be more transpiration.
or
Okay, so
even
more water
cutting
vapor.
down trees.
Exactly, or even the opposite, which is cutting down trees. So that's it. Yeah, yeah.
Mr. Can
Okay.
I
Okay.
ask a
Thank you.
quick question?
No.
At the end, at the end, Yahya,
Okay.
please. You ask the question and
And
I answer. Okay,
yes.
please, no comments.
Thank you.
Okay. Uh, Now we will proceed into the carbon cycle. We said carbon is so much so important that it is described as carbon-based life. Uh, you can find carbon a major component of organic compounds, including carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, and nucleic acids, which are the macromolecules. Carbon is there. You can find it not only in macromolecules, but also could be an essential part of animals' skeleton when it's found as calcium carbonate, or even in rocks. You can find it in rocks, several kind of rocks. Also, it could be forming fossil fuel, as we learned, or as we will describe after a while. So, if we get into carbon cycle, starting by biological processes, the famous processes, photosynthesis and cellular respiration, both of them exchange carbon through the two processes, either in reactants or products. Also, when organisms die, we said after death of organism, there is a breaking down to their bodies and releasing carbon or other nutrients. So this is how recycling of carbon happens through biological process.
So what
But
is this sentence that it's written down
it's
the
not
picture?
it's not always happening. It's not always happening uh, that carbon is recycled directly after organism die and decay. But
Yes.
sometimes when the organism is just buried at once and the conditions there is suitable, uh, it's buried. There is after over years, high temperature and pressure, it start decaying and changing into fossil fuel. So here till now, there is no recycling, just carbon changed into fossil fuel. Here the sentence written down that carbon is released into the atmosphere after burning of fossil fuel, or in another words, we can say after human being start using these fossil fuel. And in order to use fossil fuel, we have to burn it. So by burning fossil fuel, carbon dioxide is released to the atmosphere. So at at that point, carbon is recycled. So it's not always recycled directly after death, but sometimes carbon is changed into fossil fuel before recycling. Okay.
Mr. Can we say after human activities?
Yes, you can. Okay. Geological one, we said that carbon, as we said before, it could be making up rocks. So yeah, carbon can be hardening into sedimentary rocks such as limestone and dolomite. Then these rocks that are found near the ocean bed or at the bottom of ocean could be due to any geological activity been affected by heat. When it's affected by heat, carbon dioxide starts to get out from these rocks again. Then due to volcanic eruption, the carbon dioxide is now back into the atmosphere. So this is a clear geological process that causes recycling of carbon. Uh, Chemical and physical processes, as we said before, exchanging uh, maybe through rain, but not the normal rain, but the other one, which is acidic rain. When carbon dioxide, sorry, when carbon dioxide mixes uh, with the rainwater, it forms acidic rain. And then this acidic rain, after falling, could be evaporated, and cycle keep going. Uh, this is through chemical and physical processes. The last one, human activity. We described before a lot of human activities that could be a reason for recycling, like the famous one, starting with mining and drilling to get to extract or get coal, oil, and natural gas, then burning them to use start to release carbon dioxide. So it's recycling due to human activity. Uh, Also affecting the green areas by forestation or deforestation will cause a similar effect. So this is for carbon cycle. For nitrogen, we said mainly uh, most of nitrogen is found uh, in form of, can you remember, in form of
I think
Amino acids.
nitrates.
In form of
gas,
N2.
Amino
Gas.
acids.
gas,
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 gas.
in form of
Air,
gas.
air.
So uh, all organisms require nitrogen to make amino acids to form proteins, or either they are found there in nucleic acids like DNA and RNA. Nitrogen almost found in air in form of gas, uh, making up 78%. But we said before, organisms cannot use this gas directly. We are not breathing nitrogen gas. So some kind of bacteria have to act on these different forms of nitrogen containing substances or different compounds like ammonia, nitrate ions, or nitrite ions, which are could be found in soil or in the waste produced by many organisms, or even in dead and decaying organic matter. When organisms die and decay, we said the gas is not released, but this nitrogen containing substance are released after decaying organic matter. So the process that happens in order to get these forms of nitrogen that organism can use, this process is called nitrogen fixation. So simply, nitrogen fixation is a process in which bacteria convert nitrogen gas into ammonia. And this ammonia is the form in which plants actually can use. Plants can use ammonia
Sir, what is
uh,
ammonia?
found in soil, a compound containing nitrogen. That's all.
Okay.
Okay, it's found in soil. After bacteria fix the nitrogen gas. So bacteria found in soil start fixing nitrogen gas, changing it into ammonia, which can be used by a plant. If human beings need to get this nitrogen, we have to consume plants. So simply, this is what happens. Sometimes due to lightning, there is atmospheric nitrogen fixation takes place. Type. In order to do the recycling process, the opposite happens, which is a process called denitrification. Bacteria and other fungi start acting on decomposers, on these nitrogen compounds that are found in soil or in animal waste and so on, in order to release nitrogen gas back into the atmosphere. So when nitrogen gas is back to the atmosphere, this is recycling of nitrogen. This
So
process is
just
called
understand what happened.
denitrification. This is the opposite of fixation, yeah, Habib. Fixation is changing nitrogen gas into nitrogen compounds used by organisms, right?
Yes.
This is the opposite. We want to return the nitrogen gas back into the atmosphere in order to call it recycling process. So
Okay.
Sir,
again,
the nitrogen
bacteria,
compound is nitrates.
yeah, nitrates, uh, it's changing into nitrogen gas. In this case, this opposite direction, it's called denitrification.
Mister, I don't understand. How do the organisms use nitrogen?
Habibi, they cannot use it in form of nitrogen gas, right? So bacteria
Yes.
change it into, instead of nitrogen gas, bacteria did nitrogen fixation. This process just to change the nitrogen gas into ammonia or any nitrogen compound, but mainly ammonia, okay? This ammonia can be used by plant. So this is how it is used by organism, through
Okay.
nitrogen fixation, okay?
Okay.
So uh, when we go into phosphorus cycle, we said there is one main point here about regarding phosphorus cycle. It is not recycled through the atmosphere. Unlike carbon and nitrogen, it is only recycled through geosphere or hydrosphere. Geosphere when it's found in rocks or soil, or
Groundwater.
hydrosphere when it is found in dissolved in the water or in the sediments of fresh water and marine water. So it is not recycled in the atmosphere. We have to consider uh, for what is called nutrient limitation in soil. When it's over or when there are excess nutrients in the soil, this could be harmful. This is why when adding fertilizer, fertilizers are added by farmers to enrich the poor soil. So,
Yes.
for example, we do not add carbon because carbon is already existing through this atmospheric, this photosynthesis process. Simply, the plant can capture carbon through the atmosphere, so no need to add carbon because when it's too much fertilizer, this can disrupt the natural nutrient cycle. We don't want to affect the natural cycle, so just keep it going. The same happening in the marine ecosystem or aquatic ecosystem in general. Sometimes due to runoff, when there is heavy rain and there is runoff, this rain could pass by any uh, soil, so carry the nutrients found in this soil, so the runoff ending up in ocean or in streams, lakes, and rivers. So adding these nutrients to this aquatic ecosystem, there is a lot of nutrients there in water. So when there is a lot of nutrients, excess nutrients, so there will be more growth for algae in water. So this is what is known as algal bloom. As you can see in the photo, algal bloom will act somehow on just make like a block for sunlight from getting into the organisms living in water.
طيب يا مستر
Yeah, Mr. Can we say overpopulation of algae?
مش
Of algae?
It's called algal bloom, يعني
طيب يا مستر I
overgrowth
didn't
of algae.
understand the algal bloom.
It's there is excess nutrients in water, more than what it should be. Many nutrients found in water, excess. So when this happens, there will be excessive growth for plants, for algae. I'm sorry.
So is it
This
good
is
or bad?
called this. It's bad because, as you can see, it start accumulating on the surface of water. It's too much.
To Oh. block
Okay,
the
so they
Mister,
start
sunlight.
please,
accumulating on
please,
surface.
question. Can I ask question?
Habibi, I'm talking. Do not interrupt this way.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so when it's too much overgrowth of algae, it accumulates on the surface of water. When it dies, as you can see, so it prevents sunlight from getting into water. So of course it's bad. اتفضل يا يحيى. يحيى
مستر المايك كان معلق. مستر 26 and 25 slides. I don't understand.
حبيبي 27 I have just repeated while you were interrupting. I have just repeated والله.
25, 25 and 26.
Okay. 26 is the same يا يحيى, but
Same as
not for water. Same as 27 يعني excessive nutrients. The limitation, but
okay.
the one limited here, when farmers add fertilizers يا يحيى, they do not add carbon because we said carbon already existing in atmosphere and the plant can easily
The carbon
get
dioxide.
carbon dioxide through photosynthesis. It's not through the soil. So when they are preparing fertilizer to make the soil rich, they do not add carbon.
Because it's easy for plants to take carbon from atmosphere.
Yeah, so here it's
أستاذ
carbon.
أستاذ
Yes.
بتشرح 5.1 يا أستاذ ولا؟
Sorry.
تشرح 5.1 ولا يا أستاذ؟
I think we still have time. We can go over it.
I have a question.
Mr.
Mr. I have a
25
question.
now. يا أخي اصبروا. Mr. slide
يحيى
25 please.
يحيى
سوري.
mute yourself. Okay, I can tell you I'm leaving the meeting.
No, no,
Guys,
no.
I'm not
Please,
accepting
no.
this kind. I'm not accept. Mute yourself, please. Do not talk without permission.
I can't live
We are
without
not
you, Mister.
kids,
Don't leave.
Okay. I will go over 5.1.
No, sorry, you tell me I can ask my question in the end of the period.
اتفضل يا حبيبي.
Mr. What is transpiration?
Who is talking? Sorry.
طارق.
طارق سعادة حي.
Okay, guys, I have to go. I'm sorry because
Why,
I'm not
Mr.
accepting. I'm not accepting.
No, no, I can't live without
يعني
you.
ناس
No,
غير
no,
محترمين
no.
اقسم بالله يعني.
Okay. We are not kids. We have to know يا شباب how to deal and how to respect. We are joining afternoon just to be with you for tomorrow's exam. So all what I'm asking you is just respect, not more. Okay. Transpiration يا طارق is same as evaporation. Okay, same as evaporation, but only through plants. When plants is having the plant leaves, when it's having excess water, this water start getting out of the openings in the leaf and accumulate on the surface of water. So on the surface of leaves. So this water will evaporate. This is transpiration. Okay. No, yeah, some there is no worksheets. You know, this is not our way. Uh, you have to study what we have. Uh, okay. Yeah, nitrogen denitrification is the opposite of nitrogen fixation. Exactly. Nitrogen fixation is changing nitrogen gas into a form of nitrogen compound can be used by organisms, like ammonia, which can be used by plant. Type. In order to do the recycling process, there should be the opposite process happening, like when nitrogen compounds it changed into nitrogen gas. This process is called denitrification. Okay. I have just said opposite. Instead of gas into ammonia, it's now ammonia into gas because nitrogen is existing in nature as gas. Okay. Yes, Samir, write your question. Okay, let me share again. Okay, phosphorus is recycled as you can see here when there is mining. Phosphorus, we said it's found in rocks. So during mining, phosphorus again is now there in rocks. Maybe it's taken from the rocks and turned it into fertilizer and added into maybe the soil. Now, when there is any kind of, as we said before from a while, when there is rain, excessive rain, and there is runoff, so this water can run off, ends up in ocean bodies or water bodies in general. So it's gonna be dissolved. This phosphate that's found in the runoff now dissolved in water. So this phosphate, one of what could happen that could be taken up by algae found in water, then consumers, then decomposed or released by the excretions of organisms. This is one way. Uh, Maybe it's found in phosphates found in marine sediments. There are sediments accumulating in the ocean floor. So marine sediments which lately become rocks, and due to any geological activity that happens, these rocks are being affected by geological activity uh, to turn the phosphate into rocks, and then affecting these rocks again, and the same process repeated when these rocks get into up on the surface, and these rocks we can get phosphate out of it and then put it as fertilizer into soil and so on. So we don't need to go for much details for the phosphorus cycle. Just focus on the main points we had. Type pyramid of biomass. I explained it at the beginning of the lesson. Uh, we said it's the amount of organic matter. Uh, the amount of organic matter found in organism's body. Mister, please repeat the nutrient cycle, which is the whole lesson. والله يعني الحمد لله على كل شيء. يعني someone is asking me to repeat the whole lesson that I repeated about 10 times from the beginning of the year. طيب يا شباب, please start studying. If you have any questions, you can send me. This is an extra session, just as a support, a kind of support. We do it as a kind of support to be with you. I'm not sure. I don't know why some people are laughing, but it's okay. Good luck, ya shabab. If you have any questions, you can send me. And good luck. Sleep well and study well. Thank you, ya Suhaib, Habibi. Thank you. Thank you, Shabab Faisal. Thank you, Walid. Thank you. Goodbye.